Hello there folks, welcome to another train simulator video. Today we're going to be looking at another route by creator Zawal, which you can find this on the workshop. I'll link it down below as always underneath the video in the information button thingy down below the video. Anyway, it's called 1888 Colorado, and essentially it's a road to the Rockies. I guess you can kind of think of it like, it kind of looks like eastern Colorado. You know, headed west. I guess that would be my take on it, but it's sort of a fictitious, slightly fictitious route, I guess you could say. It's pretty neat though, because it's not just one thing. This is a mixed bag. It's standard and narrow gauge. It's log-in, passenger, general freight. Quick drives are provided, of course. There's free roam naturally. What you need is Clear Creek, the two Clear Creek add-ons, the Old Timer Pack and the Log and Lumber Pack, and UP number 119 from Smokebox, which comes with the Cheyenne 1869. What is 18 something? Anyway, it uses a lot of assets from that. I went ahead and set this up. We are on the far eastern end, sitting on the route right now. Got a couple of locos set up here. I've got more than just what's required. The loco that I've got down here that's firing up, about to leave town, is another steamer from the guys over at Machine Rail. A nice one as well. It's an old school American Standard. Baldwin loco number 5. That's what's leaving the station now. But he recently released another route called the Devil's Turn, which I would highly recommend going and check that out if it's up your alley. I made a video as well for that if you want to go and check that out a couple of weeks back. But he's cracking these things out. I don't know how he makes them so fast and so good. But we are on the standard gauge side here. So we'll go ahead and look around. This is, well, it says Silver Plume because it's, you know, it's from Clear Creek, but it's not Silver Plume. But this is the east end of the route right here. And it's just got all kinds of goodies. I, of course, put the rolling stock down. All the stuff you see here before us. Got this passenger train getting out of here. There we go. Get out of here. I said get. Water tower. Got a shed. So it's predominantly lumber. So down in the west end of the map, obviously where the forested area is where lumber would be cut and then brought to areas like this. So I've got flats here. As an example, of course, you know, it looks like, you know, lumber was offloaded here into the sheds and these barns and whatnot. But it's a beautiful little route. He is, I haven't touched any of this stuff. He has laid all this out, you know, as far as the scenery and things like that. Got the old-timey cars from Clear Creek. Little roundhouse down here, gorgeous. I just threw 2 steamers in here, 2 smoke box steamers. But he's got an eye for creativity, and it just shows. I don't know how he makes them so fast, but he's obviously, you know, knows what he's doing. There's the road out of town, the old wagon road. Of course, now cars are coming into the picture. There's one there. But he's laid the towns out very nicely as well. You know, you got the main street right on the railroad. Cuts right back straight downtown to the church. Definitely getting some hardcore Red Dead vibes around here. It's just absolutely beautiful scenery. So it's just grasslands. Here's your odd tree here and there. Storefronts, new things propping up here. One of the, I guess you'd call it like a Hell on Wheels town, possibly. Used to be in its heyday, maybe not so much any longer. But it is it's a cool little map. I'll try and cover a majority of it the best I can. Like I said, this is the standard gauge portion of it. There's about 19 miles of the standard gauge portion, which we're on here. And you got like 3 passenger stations, several freight depots. You got a Y, several turntables. Tons of bridges, lovely wooden trestle bridges. You got these old, rivers, rocky rivers running along the route most of the way. Several crossings as well, complete with the cross bucks. You got some cowboys up here eyeballing the train, seeing if they want to rub it. What's funny about these is he he took the horses and then he sat, just the regular dudes in the sitting position, so they're like in the horse, but you can't really tell from afar. It's cool, but it's nice little scenes that he's got set up here. These towns are amazing. So it's all predominantly grassland out here. Like I said, there's several crossings. You'll come across several farms and barns. You got little rocky outcrops like this that come and go here somewhere. You kind of follow this river here as well. Go ahead and show you the map here. So we're here, obviously. There's our extremely slow train. It goes southwest and then west, and then this is all like the logging and timber area right here. This is the narrow gauge for the most part. Now, when you say the distance, like 19 miles, and then I think you got 5 or 6 miles of the narrow gauge, it doesn't sound like a whole lot. A little over 20 total, but it is. I ran this earlier just from end to end just to test it out, and it took some time. It's very nice though. Anyway, so this is the east end. We'll go ahead and hop on down to the middle section here. All right, so we're a little bit farther down, probably about 3 or 4 miles west. You can tell it starts to get a little bit more hilly. It's a lot more just boulders and rock outcrops, which look really nice. Just the way this was all laid out in the tracks, of course. These are from the smoke box. I think it's Cheyenne 1867. I'm going to keep saying the wrong year. I don't remember what it is exactly. But you've got, multiple crossings like there as well. And the grade is nice too. It's not flat. It's kind of flat out here. You can see just kind of zooming in down there. It's gonna, well, it caught me out. It may not catch you out if you know what you're doing with steam engines, but you've got just about a 2% grade, several crests along the way to the main town in the middle. Got a horse and buggy delivering his goods to market, or his illegal rum or moonshine, whatever it may be. Got a little farm over here complete with windmill. Just a gorgeous little area. It's fun to do stuff like this. I don't mind fictitious stuff when it looks this great, and it could literally be, just about anywhere in the American West at the time. Not to mention this route is standard and narrow gauge. Now, I don't think we've had a route that's been standard and narrow gauge for North American stuff anyway. Now, Clear Creek did have a tiny bit of dual narrow and standard gauge, but this is kind of a jack of all trades here, which is nice because you can run whatever you want. With all the offers that Machine Rail have developed as of late, this they would fit perfectly on this route. Not to mention that, but of course the smoke box stuff, which is all fantastic. All the old timer stuff, 19th century stuff. But gorgeous little map. It really is. You can see it's starting to get more treey. It's not a word. Here's one of your bridges here. Got a dry gulch here with the rocks all in it. Like he planted each tree and each rock here. It looks really nice. It's old timey, man. It looks western. It looks really good, and it's it's not just hauling people or goods from end to end. There's logging that you can do, which you'll see here in just a moment. But it's quite bendy as well. And it is hilly. I don't think the grade goes over about 1.8, 1.9, 2% out here, but I think the farther you get west, it does get generally thicker. We'll go ahead and move on west a bit more. Alright, this is another couple miles west. We're getting to the central part of the route itself. Got another barn, windmill over here. Horse is all tied up. Looks like he's changing a wheel out. And it kind of ends up right here in this creek bed, which is kind of cool. Like right at the end of the property line. That must be nice. Take a dip when it's hot out. Go fishing. Something like that. Of course, the crossing as well. Then you've got another horse-drawn buggy back here. Heading who knows where to do who knows what. We'll continue westerly. Can just see the mountains in the distance. Here's another bridge. You'll see... it'd probably be safe to say there's at least like a dozen of these. And they vary by size and length and girth as well. But they just look amazing. There's something about these old wooden trestle bridges that look good, and these creek beds look really nice too. He didn't just leave it, you know, bare with just ground texture. You know, he put stuff in it, bushes, rocks, foliage, the whole deal. All right, we'll go ahead, and of course you got the telegraph poles. Forgot to denote that. The glass tops here, very old school. Got those all the way right down the route itself. We'll keep heading east. Alright, here is a junction. So you've got a Y here where you can turn around your engine if need be. Got the we're gonna call it the outhouse back here. You know, nice and far away from the buildings, so it's not stanky. So of course these buildings were used, you know, from places like Clear Creek and the Cheyenne 1884 route. That's probably the third wrong year I've put onto the Cheyenne route from Smokebox, which comes with UP 119. If you didn't know that, for example, I would highly recommend getting Smokebox's UP 119 because it comes with that route. So it's like a little route to kind of test its engines out on and stretch its legs and things like that. And then, of course, if you want to go farther, of course, you've got Promontory Summit, which you can get, which is very nice for the age. So I've set some stuff up here as well, some more rolling stock and engines. Another warehouse. So, of course, I believe they would bring in wood here, so they're definitely going to bring in wood. These are empties, obviously. They've been emptied out, sitting right there on the ground. Another little house, dude taking a break, eating his grits, bowl of grits. This is the main line right here. Got the wooden planked platform. Very nice. Horse tie-ups. I'm sure that's not what they're called, but you get the gist. Cars are just coming into play way out yonder here. So another little town, little propped up town, complete with people everywhere. I just immediately think of Red Dead, you know, just walking around like greeting everybody, and your status as a cowboy goes up. That's kind of what I'm visualizing here, just walking by all these people. Howdy, ma'am, sir, good day to you. All that good stuff. The back lot back here, people getting this barn strung up and built. This is very nice, though. Here we got some more engine accessories, water tower. Got some coal sitting in there. Need a little extra coal. Another barn. It's just a really pretty route. So it's just a little spur right there. So just up the road here, and you can see it's getting a bit more mountainous. It's kind of like what I like to call the main town of the route, but that's where we'll head next. Alright, so we're a bit farther west. Now, the scenery is magnificent the whole way down. I don't want to kind of do the whole thing. I don't want to spoil it in case you feel like going and checking it out for yourself and seeing it, you know, for the first time with your own eyes. It's always, you know, special for me doing something like that. Got some more crossings going on here. It's a big convoy there. A lot of moonshine. So you got a lot more. I don't know what these would be called. Just a gathering of rocks. You got a lot more of these. There's a ton of bridges between here and back there that we didn't see in this video. At least 6 that were glazed over. Here's another one here. Big old creek. Of course, another lovely bridge. Some more rocks. The scenery is really good. Like, honestly, I feel like this would be payware quality. Honestly, it just looks that good. Yes, it uses a lot of assets from other stuff, but it's just great. It's really nice. Got some cattails down here. Some floating rocks in the water. That's just part of the game, I reckon. But this is a longer bridge right here. This looks really good. We'll keep on scooching this way. It's getting a lot more tree-y. There's that word again. Got a car that just passed here. Another barn. Just dotted with scenery. It's a giant mountain. I don't know what mountain that is, but you kind of see it all over the route. It's a big mountain. I don't know what it's supposed to be, is what I mean. It is a fictitious route, but it's nice he added the cattails as well along here. It is gorgeous, man. It really is. A lot more lush. Another bridge. They're everywhere. All right, here's one of the main Chungus bridges right here. This thing is nice. Just huge. Another creek under it. More cattails, rocks, all kinds of stuff. Scenery galore. And look at that that horizon. Good God. Good God, man. It does look like, you know, maybe getting close to the Rockies. I don't know that I'd say like the Rockies, because the Rockies are pretty pointy, you know. Pointies. These are a little bit more rounded, but you know, if you're close to the Rockies, or say I don't know, maybe like northern, kind of central northern Colorado might look like this. Anyway, so this is like the main town. And the interchange. It's a pretty good sized town. So this is where the fun stuff's going to happen between narrow gauge and standard gauge. So of course, right here we've been following the main line. That's the standard gauge. Got another passenger train set up there, in the station, of course, as well. It's a town off to our left. So over here is the narrow gauge depot. So essentially, there we go. I've got a train set up there, bringing in some lumber. So this is like, you know, straight from the lumber mill, like they, you know, sawed it up nice and clean, and it's being brought in here to get shipped on the standard gauge line. Over here, I've got a few, you know, narrow gauge passenger coaches as well, but of course some flats over here, like it would have brought in some wood. But you can tell it's a lot more forested around here, so it's not as grassland, plain looking. It's the trail out of town there, going back east. Got some tents, temporary houses being set up here. Another one being clabbered together. I love this old-timey stuff, man. It looks really nice. It's like he's trying to get him a date. You want to go out with me, girl? The lady's face, man. It's kind of creepy. Her neck is like tiny. Never noticed that before. Those are real people too. You can tell it's one of those. I kind of like those as well, versus like the weird ass 3D people that move. I'm totally cool with the 2D AI. Got the church way back here. The church. Here's the passenger depot. There we got a barn where they store stuff for the incoming freight. Got some piles of wood. So this would be incoming right here. This is one of the consolidations from Machine Rail, this engine here. So that's going to be coming from the west because that's where all the logging happens. So there's two turntables. You've got your narrow gauge turntable and your standard gauge turntable. So this area in itself is really cool. Here's another road out of town. An old shack back here. A cabin of some sort. So here's sort of like a maintenance depot. Whoop, look out, mouse got away from me. Maintenance depot for the standard gauge stuff. So I just threw a couple engines in there as well as some stock back here. Just a couple of sidings to leave cars on and whatnot. But when you just look up, like he made sometimes horizons in this game, you know, the scenery, the land, the geography look really, really nice. And he has done a hell of a job with that, because that's just one hell of a scene looking down that way. This is the way we came from, of course, back east, a lot more flat. Got this place all decked out, barrels, wood, all kinds of good stuff. Some dudes in there slacking. And you turn back that way. There's the narrow gauge turntable. Some more water and coal and wood, whatever it burns. Got another Connie sitting here, ready to go. So you can do all kinds of stuff with this place. So just on the other side of town here, you've got a Y. So this going east, or sorry, west, it's all narrow gauge now. So into the line for standard gauge. That way goes down to like a giant lake and a lumber mill. And then there's actually like 3, I believe. There's 2 that way. No, there's 4. Well, this one over here may be considered 1. So there's one that way, and then one off that way. We'll go ahead and go to this gulch here. Here's the second. Well, actually, this is probably my favorite bridge right here. I think it's gorgeous. Huge. And the rocks all dotted around. It looks really damn good. I'm really digging this. So before we go farther that way, we'll head off back down this way. Snaking through the forest here. There we go. All right. So lumber mill. A lot of you, I'm sure, know how it works, but I'll go over it just in case. So the raw wood or timber is going to come from out there in the forest somewhere. They're going to bring it down here. They usually just kind of dump it in a lake or creek or, you know, river, whatever the hell, and then they'll float it up to the mill right here, as you can see. So this is all from the Clear Creek stuff that you'll need right there. So that's cool. You've got that going on. So like I said, a train here, some big ass sequoias and medium and small logs that of course they would just dump right into the water there, and then they just chug it up into the sawmill. And then from there it would hop onto flat cars, which you could have sitting here in the yard. And then the flat cars are just going to go on up to the town there in the middle. So I'll show you where we're at on the map here. So we are right here. So yeah, it's a sawmill. I think these are both kind of the same. There's tracks on both sides. Anyway, complete with turntables as well, so you can turn around if need be. Oh, it's got water in it. Big old nice lake as well. They are cutting it up, man. Killing the forests. But yeah, this stuff is cool. I like this stuff, man. The Clear Creek, some weird shite going on with the reflection there. I like this stuff, man. I feel like this is some of the best stuff that came out of Clear Creek and the 2 Clear Creek add-on additional packs. It's not so much the rolling stock. Like, the rolling stock itself is cool. The engines were kind of but the assets, like this stuff, is just really cool. Got this dude doing a balancing act. He's like flailing his arms around, kind of slow. Got the wood coming up out of there. Goes through there, right over a saw blade. Then you got these big old chunks of wood. Got a boiler, probably boiling something down for I'm assuming it's like a steam crane, but they'd likely boil pulp down for whatever reason as well in places like this. But anyway, other side of the lake right here, same deal. Turn the engine around, get a little roundhouse. Can also dump. This one has a platform, so this is pretty cool. This has got a legitimate platform here, so I don't think that side does. No, so I may have totally screwed this up. So you're probably going to come in here with the raw product and then leave on that side with the finished product. So we'll go ahead and head this away. Got a nice tunnel up here, and this area right here is gorgeous. I've run through here the other day. Just the wildflowers and stuff, and curvy and the trees. And if you run this in like autumn as well, it's gorgeous. I've not tried winter, but you got a nice tunnel here. Bunch of rocks and stuff cutting right through the land. All right, we'll see if I can actually figure out where the hell it comes out. There it is. There it is. All right, so this is the line that goes to the bridge in the town down that way. That looks really good. And it's nice that he didn't just do it all like one color of the rock. You know, he mixed it up, did multiple colors. Just nice, different, detailed. You just look at that, man. That's like one of those scenes, you know, that you find sometimes in TS that just looks nice. Be nice to watch a consist of some sort roll through there. Gonna keep scooching this way. We're gonna have a huge triangle up here. Another massive bridge. You can tell they've cut out some of the forest here. Got some piled up. Big old bridge. They probably had to use all this damn wood from cutting these trees down just to build that bridge there. Got some wood laying there as well. And this one's curved as well. A lot of these bridges aren't really curved, but that is friggin' gorgeous. It really is. Damn good looking. Very pretty. Alright, keep on. There's another bridge. So you're going to see a lot of bridges like this out this way. A lot more mountainous, forested. Alright, so here's the big diamond, or not diamond, triangle, Y. So the end of the route is essentially that way. The video I did on the consolidations, if you've seen that, this is where I did it, was up that way, where I horribly failed at driving a steam engine. That was up there. So we got another timber yard down here. Nice little bridge once again. Got an old spur coming off here out into the dirt, disused. Right into a rock. Very nice. Got logs and timberland. So this is it, man. They've been out here cutting trees down, getting it done. Timber. So raw product right here, and you got two of these bridges side by side here. Let's see. We are right now. So this is log load camp 1 and siding. Alright, so here's the Y, the triangle. Got another steam crane over here working. So I sat some empties over here like they're about to load them up with all these big ass logs. Now what's neat about this pack, if you don't have it, there's when it comes to just straight raw timber trees, I think there's 3. There's 3 empties, and then there's 3 full, and there's like a large, medium, and a small bundle of logs, so you can do all kinds of stuff. So there's cabins out here. It's a camp, you know. It's what these guys do. They get up, cut shit down, eat, go to sleep, do it all over again. So it's nice that it's set up like a camp, and it's not just, you know, just a crane out here and some rolling stock. Dead end. A lot of these old timber railroads, they would essentially lay track as they need it. So who knows? Maybe at some point this could like continue on. You know, not in this instance, but or this in real life. They just continue on, man. They just keep laying rails and ties and just laying down track and cutting trees wherever they needed to go, because that's how timber railroads operated. Timber railroads are special, especially in old Americana. Here's another one of those scenes, man. God, these two bridges linking together like that, and that mountain in the background, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Got some more flats. Old shack. This place, good God. There's some big spiders in there, I bet you. Oh. A newer one over here. Maybe that's the banquet hall where they do some knee slapping after they get done for the day. So we'll run up through here. So we came from that way. We'll go back up this way. So why? So trains can bypass that if necessary, if they don't need to go to or from back there. And then this up here is where I did the video in the machine rail consolidation. Another bridge, more timber, bunch of cut down trees. I mean, this guy Zawal, he can create scenes like very well. They're not over the top and they're not bland. It's, you know, it's just right. It's some really nice stuff. Of course, you got another turntable right here. A couple of sidings and spurs, worker car. And this is essentially the end of the line. This is it. So there's two more bridges right here. Got a train getting ready to be loaded up, so they've gone ahead and loaded up a couple of logs there, which is nice with the crane. And this is cool because it's a lot more wide open. It looks like maybe this place has been here the longest, you know, delivering wood goods. But there's no kind of camp look here, no cabins really. I mean, there's that shack over there, there's something right there, that's probably like a storehouse, looks like. Just sat a couple of random cars. They need stuff to keep places like this going. So the only thing I'd say about here is maybe add like a couple of cabins, you know, at least one, a bunkhouse of some sort, because this place, you know, it's pretty large. It's the largest on the map. So I mean, but you could do that yourself in the editor if you really wanted to. But that's it. That's the end of the line. Just gorgeous scenery. Just a nice little route to use some of the best, you know, North American steam, and doesn't even have to be North American steam, whatever the hell you want to use right here on this route. Narrow gauge, standard gauge. Again, there's the map overall. Quite a bit of stuff you could do, whether you want to do timber freight and operations, stick over here, just passenger stuff, you know, out on the prairies and whatnot. But it is a gorgeous little map. Again, I'll link it down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. Again, 1888 Colorado by Zawal. But just wanted to show you guys in case you weren't aware, and maybe you're into this sort of thing. But that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you next time, guys.